Welcome, folks. I am Jaby Koay, joined by ALEXUS Jordan V. She is a fan of dinosaurs, as am I. I grew up really obsessed with dinosaurs. I couldn't begin to tell you the specific types, but I was obsessed with T-Rexes.
That's the only one I was thinking of.
So we have a Kurzgesagt video here, Kurzgesagt in a nutshell. And so I am a huge fan of Kurzgesagt, even though I can't say their name right. If you have never seen a Kurzgesagt video, they are animated videos that give you grand ideas, grand concepts, science, whatever, and boil it down into simplistic words, easy to understand phrasings and stuff like that. They just make it more palatable for the masses, which I appreciate because, I don't know, I don't consider myself that smart. So it's like, yes, give me this, please, because I want to know things. Thank you, Kurzgesagt, for allowing us to react to this. Very, very much appreciate it. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and vote this up to let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching while you're subscribing and upvoting. So subscribe to Kurzgesagt, help them get to 20 million subscribers. There's a link in the description below for the video we're about to watch. Sorry, this is the last video of the day that we're watching, and it's been like 3 hours. Forgive all my stuttering. So subscribe to Kurzgesagt. There's a link in the description below if you want to click on that, give the original upvote, and subscribe to them from there. Here we go.
The past is a vast and mysterious land that begins at the Big Bang and ends in the present, expanding with each passing moment. It's the home of everything that came before, the key to understanding our present. Here, we find the most amazing creatures to ever roam our planet. Hundreds of millions of species so diverse that our imagination cannot do them justice. Unfortunately, the past carefully guards its secrets. While there are a lot of things about the past we know, there are way more things we know we don't know. Yeah. And worse, there are probably even more things we don't even know that we don't know about.
Yeah.
Think of the wonder of life. We now recognize about 1.5 million eukaryotic species, but there may be as many as 10 million alive today.
I don't know what that means.
And although we are adding some 15,000 new species to our collective knowledge each year, the vast majority of life on Earth is still undiscovered. This is just what is around today. An estimated 4 billion species emerged on our planet in past eons. But at least 99% of them died out way before humans spoke the first words.
Wow.
The vast majority of all the different species that ever existed are so utterly deleted that they have become part of the unknown part of the past, lost to us forever. Or are they? Could we use science and imagination to glimpse a shadow of the unreachable past? Let's start with what we do know. To learn about creatures of the past, we need fossils, any sort of remains preserved from past geological ages, bones or shells, impressions or imprints, things preserved in amber. The totality of all fossils on Earth is called the fossil record, and it's the most important window on the past we'll ever have. For a dead animal to fossilize, a number of things must go just right. The right environment, timing, and conditions. And then the fossil needs to survive for millions or hundreds of millions of years and then get back to the surface and then be discovered before natural processes dissolve it. So it is kind of a miracle that we have what we have and know what we know. Take the dinosaurs, since they were one of the largest and most successful groups of animals for some 165 million years and are also a lot of fun to animate. What were they really like and what are we missing? In the last 200 years, we've found tens of thousands of fossils from over 1,000 dinosaur species. Lately, we've entered a golden era of discovery, and about 50 new dinosaur species are discovered each year, expanding what we know and what we know that we don't know about them, which is amazing. But it also makes us aware of all the things lost to the past forever.
You know, one of the things that like super tripped me out was discovering that dinosaurs had feathers. That's the thing that messed me up more than anything.
So cool.
Did you know that? The first time like I saw that portrayed was in Jurassic Park 3, which was not a good movie. But like you see like the velociraptors with feathers or something like that. I'm like, that just looks wrong. They should just have lizard skin, like, you know, like lizards do. But yeah, a lot of them had feathers and stuff. It's crazy to think about, like the possibility that a T-Rex had feathers.
Yeah.
Imagine if we took all the animals that lived in the last 50 million years and randomly chose 10,000 individuals from 1,000 species to fossilize. think about all the things that would be missed or that seem too weird to be true. Like the giraffe, a yellow animal with brown patterns that looks like a horse, and an antelope had a baby with a long neck and 2 tiny hairy horns. How many dinosaur giraffes were there? Animals so weird and selected for ecological niches so specific that evolution molded their bodies very absurdly. Today they might seem made up to us. We know a lot of species are lost forever just because of the environment they lived in. For example, lush jungles basically prevent fossilization, as the chances that an animal will be buried here are low.
Wow.
Countless scavengers of all sizes break down freshly deceased animals extremely quickly, and the soil is often so acidic that bones are dissolved.
Oh, man.
And so fossils of dinosaurs from jungles are practically non-existent.
Wow.
Today, half of all known species live in the few remaining rainforests that only cover 2% of Earth's landmass.
That kind of blows my mind. Oh, Jesus, that's
I know,
crazy.
this is like such a cool video.
That blows my mind, like the reasons why, and they're breaking it down in very like simple ways so that you understand like why you would lose those fossils, and that really sucks. I mean, what are the odds that a forest dwelling creature would leave the forest nearby and find itself in soil that isn't going to just be acidic?
Yeah, really cool.
Millions of years ago, when dinosaurs roamed Earth, jungles covered much more of the planet. So, besides some insects and other small animals trapped in amber, there should be millions of species that emerged and vanished without leaving any trace. Trapped deep inside the unknown unknown. But just in general, biology trips us up. Look at your body. It's mainly squishy, gooey, soft stuff, which does not preserve well. What remains the longest are the crystallized parts of your bones, and so most dinosaur fossils are bones or teeth, usually fragments, not entire skeletons. This means that almost all boneless or shellless animals are practically wiped from the fossil record. If we take a look at the stunning diversity of weird animals like worms, jellyfish, and slugs alive today, we can only speculate what we are missing. Although thankfully, many mostly soft and gooey species also left us an incredible diversity of shells that tell us an amazing amount about our past, so at least we have that. Still, when we think about all the boneless species that may have existed in the last 500 million years, even our best attempt at imagining them falls short. But it's not like reimagining something based on its bones is straightforward, and so the way we envisage what dinosaurs actually looked like has changed a lot in the last few years.
Wow.
In the past, many illustrations had a bony, minimalistic look with a toothy grin to signify fierceness and danger. But if we draw today's animals in a similar way, based on their skeletons, just for the fun of it, we get the most bizarre creatures. Elephants, swans, and baboons that look like monsters right out of nightmares. So, similar to animals today, we should imagine dinosaurs with much more soft tissue, fat bellies or chests, weird soft parts like skin flaps, lips and gums, and just more pronounced features that would make them seem like much more pleasant fellows.
Aww.
Some soft features actually leave distinctive traces on bones that we can look for in the skeletons of extinct animals, which is where today's animals with similar features are really helpful. It's a similar story with colors. Because we know what the feathers of living birds look like, modern technology combined with the exceedingly rare fossils with preserved remains of fuzzy feathers give us a glimpse of the real colors of extinct dinosaurs.
Aww.
We know that tiny Sinosauropteryx had a striped tail, and its tiny dino buddy Anchiornis huxley was white and black with gorgeous red feathers around its head. Still, for the vast majority of really any ancient extinct species, we have no real clue what color they were. But we know what modern dinosaurs, birds, look like, and here we find the most amazing variety. So some dinosaurs will have tried to blend into the background, while others might have fielded aggressive color schemes to attract mates or to appear dangerous. Some might have had impressive decorations or colorful beaks. Some may have been striped or patterned. Similarly, we don't know that much about dinosaur behavior, although once again we can draw conclusions from existing animals. For example, even apex predators like lions spend a lot of their time lying around and cuddling and licking each other and playing. Why would dinosaurs be so different? When we first found the skull of T-Rex with its mighty teeth, and probably the strongest bite of any land animal ever, we imagined a fierce and stupid beast. But modern scanning technology has revealed that T-Rex had a larger brain-to-body ratio than some earlier giant meat-eaters. And it probably had very sharp hearing, vision, and a sense of smell, and was in all likelihood not a stupid animal. So maybe T-Rex was a cuddly fellow that spent a lot of time playing around or impressing potential mates when it was not hungry. Likewise, while their horns and shields might have made ceratopsids appear to be natural-born fighters, they were probably much more than that.
I love this.
Based on the behavior of modern animals and the complex dances some have to go through to mate, maybe their shields were amazingly colorful.
I bet you they were
maybe
nice.
It danced for its
I
mates
totally
like many
believe
birds
it.
do today. How intensely amazing these creatures must have been. And what a loss it is to us that we don't get to experience them firsthand. What an even greater loss that there is so much we will never know about them, and even more tragic, all the absurd and beautiful beings that disappeared without a trace. But such is life. Time marches on without any concern for our feelings, and the past expands with every moment that passes. Most wild animals alive today will in all likelihood not leave fossils behind and also just disappear forever. We can do something about that though. Instead of accelerating the extinction we are witnessing, we could become the guardians of life and preserve it where we find it. If possible, in the wild, if not then in museums, movies, and in our minds. Because as amazing as our imagination is, and as fascinating to think about the animals that are part of the unknown unknown, it is even better to witness them in the present.
Yeah.
The land that we actually inhabit, where we get to experience life as it happens.
That was cool. The thing that messed me up the most was when they showed the animals that are from our time and just took the skin away and just showed the bones and then showed a reimagining of those creatures, the way we look at dinosaurs, and I'm like, oh my God, that's so trippy. Because like we're just trying to cobble together fragments and make sense of these fragments and like expand on it with our imagination and go, okay, based on this, it was probably behaving like this, etc., etc. Looking at animals today, it's like, well, maybe we got all of that wrong. And maybe Triceratopses were really colorful.
Yeah.
Like a peacock.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, damn.
It's amazing.
It's so hard to like, because I growing up with a certain idea in your mind, like I'd watched Jurassic Park as a kid like 18,000 times. With that embedded in your skull, like those ideas, it's hard to
It makes
just
me so happy.
pull that apart and go, no, that's all wrong. They got it all wrong.
They need to remake the movie.
It wouldn't be as harrowing. It just wouldn't be a harrowing thing. It would be a completely different tale.
Yeah,
You know?
it would.
That's just wild.
Do it. Yeah.
No, I mean, I really enjoyed this because it was definitely supremely thought-provoking. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
In terms of like, this is why we are like re-examining this, and they have better technology, of course they do, that gives us indications as to what was in the bones
Yeah.
and whatnot. And then the way they broke down like why some species are just lost to time and will never be recovered. I guess I didn't really think about it too hard, other than it just made sense to me that you wouldn't get everything. But the specificity of the rainforest, why those particular creatures,
soil and everything.
Well, that particular soil in the rainforest was acidic and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh shit, that kind of bums me out that like, it's just nuts. The sheer numbers that they were showing at the beginning was also blowing my mind. Like 99% of all of it is just lost.
My brain feels lit up. It really does. I'm learning so much.
That was interesting. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that with us. Do subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell icon, please all notifications, and vote this up. And subscribe to Kurzgesagt. There's a link in the description below if you want to click on that, give the original upvote, and subscribe to them from there. And follow Alexis Jordan V on the social media. That's it for now. Thanks again. I'm Jaby Koay. This is
Alexis Jordan V.
Peace out.